Hello and welcome to another macro video. This time I'm adding a PS to the fiction editing video that I did earlier because in the middle of the video we had a bit of a glitch and one of the macros got missed out. So that was add word to list and copy to list. However, since I did that video I've discovered that there were some problems with the macro. And so what I've done is I've produced all the bits that were in word to list and I put those in copy to list, and so that new version of copy to list should do everything we want to do. I suppose the macro is a bit of a solution looking for a problem, but when you see what it does you will probably see how it could be applied to creating word lists and also working with putting things into style sheets. So the basic idea is that we are going to add some words or phrases from one bit of text into a list. So if I click in a word like facade and run the macro, I'll run it from the menu here, copy to list, there it is, run. And so it says it can't find a list. Well, of course not, because I haven't actually created a list yet. So if I just cancel that and load, I'm going to assume that I'm using a style sheet and I want to add words to my word list on the style sheet. So I'll thin that down so that you can see what's going on. If I stick the cursor there. So if I click in my word, cafe, facade, and run the I'll run the macro from a keystroke because I'm going to use it several times. So if I run that, it still says it can't find a list. So what's gone wrong there? And the answer is, let's just OK that. What we've got here is, you probably can't see it, it says ZZ style sheet. So the name of the file I'm wanting to add into is style sheet and not something list. Now if we look at the actual macro itself, so if I go copy to list and I edit it, then at the beginning here we've got various things we can set up. The first of those is what keyword to use. In other words, the name of the file that it's looking for is going to be something with the word list in it, but actually I want it to be something with the word sheet in it because I've got style sheet. So if I take that apostrophe out and put one in there, then it's now going to be looking for sheet rather than list. And also I've got words to avoid here because all the time, well often anyway, I'll have a Fredit list up open, and I might well have what I call my switch list, which if any of you use what's it called? It's called multi-switch, of course. I had to look it up. If you use multi-switch, then you will have a switch list like this one with all the words that you switch, and that's called ZZ switch list. So list is going to be found if I'm not careful. So let's put that out of the way, but not because I've got here, if the word switch appears in the file name, then don't use that one. So it should work okay this time, I hope. So let's put that out of the way, click in a word, run the macro, and that word is added into the list, but I'm still in the same file, so I can add the word cafe, and if I want to add more than one word, then I can use I can actually select it and it'll put that in. So anything you select can be put in there, or if you just have one word, that gets put in there. However, we may decide that we want to look for, we want to pick up whole paragraphs as opposed to individual words by default. So that can be changed in the macro. So at the beginning of the macro, copy whole para equals false. So if I change that to true, then if I select something, then and do that, it'll put that in. However, if I don't actually select anything and just place the cursor somewhere in there, let's make it more easily visible by putting it there and moving this one down here somewhere so we can see that at the same time. So we're down here somewhere. So if we just click in a paragraph and run the macro, then it will pull out that whole paragraph, and then that one with the whole paragraph, and say this paragraph up here, it'll pull that whole paragraph in. But as before, if we select some words, then only the bits that's selected will go in. There are various other options in there about adding returns and where you put the words that come from the source file. You can put them always at the end of the file, the list file, but that's another obscure bit. Oh yes, and the include formatting equals true. So have we got an example of that? Yes, we took, let's move this one out of the way, get rid of that. Yes, as you see there, the bold bit in that paragraph there, which we selected, that was actually brought across. So if instead I say include formatting equals false, and try that instead, so this time when I select that paragraph, it comes across just as text and not the formatting. Right, well that's it. Hope you find that useful. Bye for now.